So, hi everyone. Oh god, there's one already. What have we got? I didn't even ask anything. Queen, Divine Feminine. Well, hello, if the shoe fits. So, Bill, to be fair, guys, like, listen, I am going to put that crown on because I am a Divine Feminine and I'm someone's Divine Feminine as well. But, but when they claim me, that is, you know, whenever that is in divine timing. Hopefully my hair's not fully grey by then. You know, I'm able to kind of cover the greys up just now, you know, with the old hair dye far too often and the spray that you cover. But anyway, yeah, moving on. Moving on. Bit of a weird way to start it, but you know what I mean. I do always start with Divine Feminine first, don't I? So, but that's quite funny. Anyway, I'm finding it entertaining, along with the fact that oh yeah, I was going to post that thing, and not because it's 37, but along with the fact that with my last client, who soul fam client that I've just filmed. Honest, if you're new to me, sorry, I'm going straight into it right now. Healing's weaved in everything I do, and actually, please watch that little short video that I just done a wee chat with one of my soul fam clients that's done therapy with me. She's basically experienced all bits and bobs of everything that I've done, and she'll say it better than I can. You know how I've been able to help her. But yeah, it's funny because I always get drawn to the number 22, because that's a connection for her mum and spirit. But I was laughing because yeah, whenever I'm helping one of my clients with something, the synchronicity for myself is always, it's just fucking off the chart. It's always insane. For any part of my life, it's always nuts. And I'm sure I just looked at 144. I usually say it, but I just looked when I said that. But yeah, it was number 37. It was number 37. Which, yeah, again, it always happens, but the timing around right now, like this sort of week's really funny about that, and you can probably work that one out. You know what? Happy birthday to anyone out there that's got a birthday this week. You know what I'm saying? Right, so give yourself time, be kind to yourself, and heal in your own way. But actually, that's rather beautiful. So that message is for whoever. That message is for whoever that resonates with. And that's what the twin flame journey is all about. Your divine feminine would say to you, if you're a divine masculine, this isn't for my divine masculine, by the way. This might happen to help him. If he even, like, seriously, like, if he tunes into these, I just don't. Let's just move on. Give yourself time. Like you say, whether if it doesn't really matter because you'll feel the healing anyway, but because it's always distant healing. But you know what I'm saying. And also, it's like the other half of my soul. But anyway, we'll just give yourself time, be kind to yourself, and heal in your own way. Perfect message. But that's also, you know, so that's for the divine masculines out there, regardless of whether you're a man, woman, whatever you identify as, whoever your divine feminine is, would your true divine feminine, a divine feminine would say that to you. And when your divine feminine is treating herself or himself, because men can be the divine feminine too, like they really matter, valuing themselves and not overgiving, because again, I share all the time that I feel, you know, that's definitely been my journey, is even when I thought I was doing a better job of, like, you know, self-love and watching my boundaries and that. Although to be fair, I've always had an awareness that, and it's funny, I just spoke about that with Marjorie. I can say Marjorie because she says her name, it's got her name on the Zoom when we're recording. But we spoke about that, you know, she was basically saying that she feels that's unique to me, the therapy part of how I work with people, but really just the healer part of me is that, yeah, like I make people feel comfortable, you know, and it's not like kind of formal, like thermal, it is thermal. I keep people warm in their heart. It's like, you know, see when people, that is what thermal means, isn't it? Moving on. By the way, what the fuck? What actually, that is what that, it must mean that. Sorry, get used to it. This is what I do, guys. I hope I'm not flashing my bank card. Thermal meaning. Yeah, relating to heat. That fucking does mean something, by the way. I do. I bring the heat. Definitely with the highest degrees of my Sun in Aries and my Venus in Aries in the house of Leo. That's all fire, by the way. But basically, yeah, it's like, I do. I bring warmth to people's hearts and people's lives. That was cheesy as fuck, but it's true. Spirit do that through me, the light beings do it through me, you know, your loved ones in spirit do it through me. That's literally what just happened with Marjorie there when I was doing our session before we started the recording. It's all just amazing, you know. I'm not kind of like, right, spirit world, this is this person's counselling therapy session, you know, don't bombard it. I just leave it open, that if the person's open, I'm open, and you know, we go with the flow, and everybody that gets drawn to me really does love that. The same if somebody wasn't really into hearing from loved ones in spirit, which never happens, then, you know, I would, yeah, basically tell them, you know, I'm not opening the door, sorry guys, but it just never happens. It happens, what is meant to happen on a session happens. Just a bit like how I started this off, like that's all totally random, and I'll need to watch it back to see what that's all about, but I know what it's all about. It's about kind of like, whoever's the divine feminine, oh, and I'm sure that just went brighter there, you see, that would be the light beings putting on a show, but it's like, you need to really treat yourself like you matter, whoever the divine feminine is out there. And when you really do that, and I mean, it's, you need to really pull it back with it. And it's quite interesting, I need to find that card. What just came up with something I was doing recently there was where someone's energy, like, it's always about fragmented energy, but in particular, because it was about when you're moving on from somewhere, whether it be a job or where it playing it safe. I just got drawn to that card. That's going to be relevant to someone. Look, all the fireworks are going off in the background and she's missing out. So that she could be a he. And I feel the fireworks, I mean, we usually relate fireworks to romance and exciting stuff, don't we? And it's like that person sitting wondering, and their energy's decreasing, and they're in a consciousness of lack. They're missing out on the loving woman and true love, or loving man, and your higher self, which I always say, to me, that is your twin flame. Right. But yeah, when you, so wait a minute, oh, that's what was decreases on the bottom again. Oh my god, what was that? I was picking this up to show something else, but this is what's meant to happen. The crease is going to be behind you soon, because I feel this, wherever there's been deception, it's being found out currently right now in real time, someone's telling me. Oh yeah, I'm filming this on Friday the 18th of November 2022, and as we know, I'm hiccuping and burping, and that's when I'm clearing energy. So right now it's like we're in the very last degrees of Scorpio, and that, you know, that'll come to an end on Monday, which is when I'm starting the challenge, and that's because that's when we're going to identify what a limiting belief is and then work with it throughout the week. You'll need to come and join to see what I'm going to do, but it'll be something around that, because that's what I always help people with. And I might just do the exact same format as before, but again, you know, it's the intention, it's the energy that we carry. So it's very important that, like, you know, we're identifying it and getting to the bottom of a limiting belief on the Monday, when it's in that really powerful, very intense Scorpio energy, which is brilliant energy for shamanic work, psychic detective, getting to the real brutal truth of something. And I feel that's what's happening around this weekend in real time for many people. But like I say, this could have already happened, and this could even just be the way that you're deceiving yourself of your own feelings. But I really do feel as well, and when I say I really do feel, that's something coming in quite strongly. They're pulling me to 2 of Cups card over there. There is something, yeah, there's some kind of truth coming in about a union. So like I say, this could be somebody being really brutally honest with themselves about their feeling, about somebody they feel, you know, somebody they're in love with, their Empress, because the Empress card is right beside it. Or it's like some kind of truth being found out around a person, because look, that's what's happening. It could even be in a workplace, but this could be a friendship group, could be, yeah, romance, could be anything. It'd be different for different people. But then we've got the fear card behind it. So the only thing standing in the way, I feel, is fear of, look at this, a kindred partnership. And it's just about, you know, some will choose to stay behind the mask, and some just can't anymore. Some of you, if this is you, you just can't stay behind the mask anymore about that. But some people really can. But it creates a conflict in yourself, or it has done in the past. Because like I say, this is a Akashic record, so it's the past, but I'm laughing because if someone's just come across it, be like, what the fuck is this? But you see what I mean? I never bother about shit like that. That's when I'm falling. That's when I'm falling too into my masculine energy. Anyway, but it's like, and this is what you're seeing. What you're seeing happen is it is a deeper merge, is what I just heard, of the masculine and the feminine energy. And I just want to keep laughing. It's like, yeah, that basically nails it. You know, I mean, it's the same with the whole dizzy spells and that I'm feeling. I really do just hope anybody else that's going through that out there, I'm just sending you all love, whoever's going through that, because I woke up again feeling so fucking dizzy. And again, I'm going to put this out real time. If the phone rings, it's because I'm going to have a tie. I'm a bit hungry actually. I'm not really that angry, but I'm hangry. Do you know what I mean? I'm hungry, and I'm getting angry at how hungry I am. But my mum and dad were they were away. You know, they were at a memorial thing today, so you know I can let them off. So I'm going to give a bit of healing for them in my bantery and formal way, and also get fed at the same time. And then roll back home into my bed and rest, because again, I'm prepared with my high degrees of Scorpio placements as well. I'm prepared for this weekend to be quite a roller coaster of emotions. As I'm holding conflict and just got drawn to a synchronicity. Lovely. So, but again, Scorpio placements would be prepared for the worst, wouldn't they? They would. So, you may be a little bit like me, and it's like, prepared for the worst. Or, you might be more in that Sagittarius energy, which is my moon. And by the way, this is my new moon, 1144, when we get to the middle of the challenge on Wednesday, because I am new moon in Sag. So it might actually not be a conflict at all, and it might be a happy success that's coming your way on the other side of that transformation, as I'm also holding joyous, fun, milestone, new beginnings, yes, just new beginnings, optimism, playing it safe is being put behind someone, consciousness relax. See, this is what happens when you do something about it. And there's a card I actually found this for. Fragmented energies in reverse too, but that was the card I pulled for my client, right? I always want to say soul fam client, because my clients are like my friends as well. Look, deep emotions. This is you. You could be a man as well, or a woman, or whatever you identify as. It's like someone drowning in the emotions and all the different parts of you. And what I was just saying there with my client is like, you leave different parts of you in places, and something, sometimes that can be a great thing. Like, because we were actually talking about that word, because she brought it up. I'm actually going to, because it is a lovely word. I like it as well, the meaning of it. Miraki is when you leave a piece of yourself, your soul, your creativity and love and what you do, to put a little bit of yourself into something, right? And I love that, because I always used to see that meme floating about, and that was Marjorie that had mentioned that, right? But also, what I was saying in a shamanic way, from a soul retrieval perspective, it's like, you kind of don't want to, well, you want to take the parts of you you're meant to take you from. It would be a job in that sense, or like, definitely if it's a relationship, or even a friendship or a family that's broken down, but you can see I can see how it fits for everything, so hopefully you can. But what you don't want to be doing, whether it's a job or a relationship, a friendship, whatever, if it's you're moving on, is you want to make sure you haven't got, attachments, definitely negative attachments. So basically that's, that is the kind of things that I help people with. I clear, where there's energetic hooks, where people are trying to control you, or, whether like, with Marjorie's one, it was just her job, but it's time to move on. So just sort of ensuring that, like, she's tied up all the loose ends there and she can move on, and, and obviously she's staying in touch with people at her old job, but so that she's free to go to her new beginning, as we saw that card. But, I can see how that can tie in with, if you were in a relationship with someone, that you are leaving, sometimes you're leaving bits of yourself behind, but it's like far too much, and like friendships too, and it's wrapped up, at your identity is wrapped up in that job and that person and these friends. That's a big one, isn't it? And it's kind of like you kind of need to find who you are again. It can be a bit scary, and that's what you see. That's what I do. This card is brilliant for explaining what a shaman does, and definitely what I do is I pull back these puzzle pieces that are yours. They're not meant to stay with that person or those friends or even in that job. And what I just loved about, because I may as well just say it was Marjorie, you know, I won't go into all the ins and outs of it, but it was something along the lines of, you know what I mean? It was like, I basically set the intention that it's like, right, we're going to pull all the bits that are actually yours and they need to go with you, but we're going to leave that sort of, I said something like, a channel something like crystal dust or fairy dust, and she was like, oh, that's really funny, because she always sort of said something about fairy dust. So you see what I mean? It's like, that's because they told me what to say. Like her guides and spirit, you know, God told me what to say, because I didn't actually know that she referred to that. So it's, but you know what I mean? So it's like you can still leave a part of you behind, but a healthy part, and take the parts that are yours. And that really feels very strongly for some people about relationships. They're where people have got too much of a hold over you. You know, that's where we need to pull that back. You know what I mean? And my intention would be to help people as much as I can through these, but I know that hopefully when Marjorie sharing gets that across, how much, if someone's been in a job for 27 years and now they've, you know, got that, you know, that strength, that, you know, that willpower to move forward out of a comfort zone of that long, because I thought it was 22 years, but it's actually 27, then and then the thing is, I was like, oh my god, that's crazy, because my Mars is 27, my Mars in Scorpio is 27 degrees, and actually it might be that now, the sun. So, and can I just, I'm just laughing too. You know, it's like that's, you know, that can be sometimes why there's you know, that could, oh, what are the wait a minute, I know what they're, what was I going to do there? I need to refresh it. That can sometimes be how, you know, you and your twins placements can really, like, there can be like really intense feelings, which can be great for some things and not so great for others. But you that's what I help people work out, you know, with twin flames. Like, I help them with astrology, I help them with counselling, I help them with coaching, I help them with hypnotherapy, I help them with whatever the fucking hell I've got in my toolbox, which is a lot of shit, to help them through that. But it was just with me actually mentioning that, you know, it's intense, you know, this is intense, this is intense energy. Um and yes, it's like, you know, like it's kind of like, I don't know how to say, I know what they're saying to me, but I don't even think I need to say it. It might be obvious, it might not, but I don't even know how to put into words what I'm saying, but I get what I'm saying. Right. I get what I'm saying. Maybe they're just talking to me for me, but anyway, whatever. It's intense times, that's what I'm saying. It's just intense energy. Dark thoughts are going to be behind someone. I'm picking up on a collective of masculines that, this is so interesting. Oh no, that is good. And that is the same as what came up for someone I was doing this with recently, right? I was going to say, oh God, it's all a hesitation, but this actually isn't. So whether this is happening kind of in real time for some masculines, it will be, or it's in the near future, or you've already went through it, or it could be a bit further away. You know, you'll be the one that knows that. But you know, travel's in reverse, so it's kind of like, to me, it's like, because this is funny, I pulled this for a client that is moving on soon. But it's kind of like travel, like, you know, the bag's packed, I'm ready to go. So that wasn't about leaving a relationship or leaving a home. That was about leaving a job. That was actually Marjorie, you know, that was time to go. And that was just after, you know, we'd done, you know, well, she's already got the job and, you know, started soon. But it's kind of like, I pulled it in reverse. So I feel there's a bit of a hesitation again, holding on to a comfort zone, which again we all do. So you know what I mean. Nobody can really judge that. We all, and I think hopefully, you know, when I just loved it. But when I watched that back, what, you know, Marjorie shared, hopefully that really gets across to people that I supported Marjorie through her mentioning it a couple of years ago or a year and a half ago, and I just, you know, although we weren't doing therapy at that time, we were doing regular enough sessions. We were in, I would say we were in a sort of therapy, we were, because then we done a group thing and I'd say it was like group counselling. But, you know, it was like I was supporting her with her back and forth decisions, as I'm holding that card here as well, about what to do. If there was other things as well that came up, but that was the thing that was relevant to what she shared. and she reached her own decision, you know, and that's what's important with something we just done in that last session. It was like, you know, you've come to your own decision and your own clarity, and you can move forward now, because we can never force anyone into it. And that's really, like, say Marjorie's might be about a job, you know, but it's very relevant to leaving friendship groups, or even family in extreme cases, or, you know, lovers, that we're attached to people, you know, and some attachments, it's just an attachment to someone that's time to, you know, end, and it's not really unhealthy, but some of it's really toxic. And like I've said loads of times before, trying to come off of a really toxic codependent dynamic between anyone, not just romantic, it's like trying to come off heroin, you know, which I've never tried to come off heroin, but I've definitely tried to, and successfully came off of codependent dynamics of all sorts. And I can tell you, it fucking was rough, do you know what I mean? But here I am fucking telling the tale. So if I could do it, you could do it, do you know what I mean? And again, you know, I know people, you know, see me, well, I don't know, everyone sees me as a bit like, a lot of people see me as really strong, and you wouldn't be fucking wrong there, do you know what I mean? I am a very strong, divine feminine queen. And like say, I wear that crown proudly, but it's kind of like, I couldn't always see what I needed to see, and I bet you others could. Not everyone, but I bet you others could. And I just looked at 2021, 21, actually, and 21 could be significant, or the 21st. And obviously the 21st is when we're doing the challenge, and it's also the last day of Scorpio season, so it's a powerful day to be really releasing those limiting beliefs, especially me, because that's why I'm good at that. I help you jump timelines, and you know, jump timelines and shift your paradigm, your mindset, because my moon, my Sagittarius moon, is conjunct my south node in Sagittarius. So it's like, and that Sagittarius is about beliefs. So that's how I help people release their beliefs, with all my Scorpio energy getting to the bottom of it. And then my Sagittarius helps you change your perspective on something and be more optimistic about it. But at the same time, empathizing with where you're at. And, you know, and like I just said about Marjorie, like, you know, when somebody's not right, like again, it just so happens Marjorie's a job, but with majority of my clients, it's usually about leaving some sort of relationship, to be honest. You know, so, and some of them have been really quite serious dynamics that I really actually can't, again, I can't talk about. Like, I can't even really generally talk about. But it's yeah, you know what I mean? Like, it's difficult, whether it's a friendship or whether it's a romantic situation. Anyway, letting go is in reverse too. So that's what I mean. This card's about, you know, letting go of the people, places, or things that hold you back. Like, these dogs are meant to represent the people or situations. And if that person, regardless if it's a woman or man, just lets go, they'll be able to go through the door. I always say it like going to the door to the new earth, or like, you know, to their new life, to start their new beginning. So if we sorry to pick on Marjorie, but you could even just use Marjorie's. This could have been her limiting beliefs about, oh, but I love my job, and I love the people, and the people love me because they do, because again, everyone loves, but Marjorie is amazing. And it's just kind of like, but you know, that was the kind of point, is that, you know, people might find Marjorie amazing and Marjorie gets on with everyone, but if she's not happy, and it's you know, it was just time to move on, then she needs to move on. And that goes for anyone, whether, you know, whether it's a job, a relationship, friendship group, you know. Your friends, you know, if people weren't ready to let go of you, whether it's one person or a group of people, you know, they're not going to be happy about it, and they probably will talk shit about you. Let's face it, I fucking made peace with that a long time ago, and for all I know, it might still fucking be going on. But I would hope that anybody that I'm not friends anymore has moved on, because I have, you know what I mean? But it's kind of like, we're all different, and we give people, you know, time, and I give my clients time. And so somebody's not quite ready to let go there. But there's a group of masculines, regardless of your gender, that absolutely have let go of the things holding them back, which for some people might have just been the dark thoughts, which is, you know, huge. And they're done with the planning and action, that, you know, that, and I'm taking, normally I'd be like, oh, someone isn't taking plans to do it, but it's like, I'm taking that to be like, all the planning's sorted, and I'm coming out of this. And this is the card that always really hits me. But look, that man's like chained to the bed, so you could be a woman as well, but it's victim mentality. And it's kind of like, look, someone's done with being in that, and they're ready to make a commitment. Again, this could be about making a commitment to a new situation, like a job, like what I said about Marjorie. It could be, again, somebody wanting to make a commitment towards you, or you wanting to make that commitment towards someone. and done with the back and forth energy. And I'm sorry, but that's absolutely fucking twin flame shit. Again, wherever you're at on your twin flame journey, there usually is some sort of back and forth. Again, if you're new to me, then just watch other ones. But you know, if you've heard what I've been channeling all fucking year, like since last Christmas, you know, I've shared generally just about my twin flame dynamic is a bit different because we were never in a relationship. You know, we never put a label on it. We were never in a relationship, but we were in relationship to one another in the sense that we spent a shitload of time together. I was about to say something, a shitload of naked time together, basically, to be fucking blunt. But do you know what I mean? It's kind of like, but we avoided the intimacy in the other way of the, you know, the fucking, I hate the word normal because I've got my moon conjunct Uranus and I like to be different. But yeah, it's true. The kind of the kind of fucking mundane normal parts of, like, you know what I mean? We sort of didn't go there with each other. Yeah. It's interesting. But yeah, so the reason they're getting me to say that is it's like, that makes sense, you know, for all twin flames, it should. So that's the way that me and him done it. We've just always sort of stayed that sexy, mysterious stranger to one another. Do you know what I mean? But again, it's like you know, I mean, he was always still hot in the morning, but I mean, when I was waking up with an eyelash in my hair and one halfway down my cheek, my makeup all over my face, I don't know if we could be calling me sexy, but hey, he did used to still tell me I looked good in that, you know what I mean? But it's but I think we all, you know, I think that's just something you do. But it's kind of like, but what I'm trying to say, and actually I'm not even joking, like, you know, there is one of the memories, one of my fond, intense memories, but a nice memory, and it's nothing, don't worry, it's nothing sexual or that. Yeah, it was just a morning like that when I'd woke up and I was just like, I was really, really hungover, and it was just before he'd left, and it was just, can't remember. Like, no, I can remember, but I'm not going to say it, but it was just, yeah, he just sort of said something to me, like, you know, about the way I looked or something, like basically saying I look beautiful. And it was the way he said it was more than just like, you know, the way you look, because like my fucking cat got it, like, listen, I love myself unconditionally, right? Whether I got makeup on or not, whether it's I've just woke up or not, my hair's all over the place, and I've no brushed my teeth and whatever, which would have been the fucking case that morning. I love myself unconditionally anyway, but at that point in my life, I absolutely fucking definitely did not. Although I was always kind of quite comfortable with my, was it? Yeah. Weirdly, I was always kind of quite comfortable when I was like that with a guy kind of just walking about kind of naked. That anyway, yeah, I kind of, you know, I didn't really bother too much about that. And let me tell you, I had a much better body back then than I fucking do right now. Anyway, but we're going off topic here. But what I'm trying to say is I got the sense he meant that I was beautiful more than just the way I looked, because that wasn't actually very relevant, I would say, to the... It was like him looking at me, and so isn't it interesting to me? It's like that was him actually saying that he is beautiful, you know, because I'm his divine energy. So for that rarity, you know, and I thought he didn't, you know, he wasn't like that a lot. So I'm not going to claim that, you know, he was always telling me how beautiful I am and telling me how he felt. Absolutely fucking not. But that was a rare moment where he, you know, he did say that to me, and I felt it, and I made a stupid joke because I felt awkward, because, you know, that's where I was at in my life. But anyway, again, I don't like to share shit like that, but that's just what happens. That's what they like me to do. Right, so I'm actually getting really faint. I feel like I'm going to faint because I've got the heater on and I've got the window closed. So, and my phone's going to ring any minute because my mum and dad said they'd be back soon. So anyway, let's see. Where is, with all that being said, right? Where is... My God, these ones, that yesterday's was a bit like this, and so is today's, but whatever anyone needed to hear, they've heard. So where's the divine feminine at? Let's just do it with these cards. Where's the divine feminine at in the subconscious mind? Activating the higher chakras, clearing energy blocks. And that's what I've literally just been doing with Marjorie in that session. That's what I do with anyone in any session. That's what I do on these. So yeah, where's the divine masculine at in the subconscious? Feminine twin activating higher self. That's the divine masculines again in their fields, because it's like they're activating their higher self, and that ties them in that other higher self card. It's like they're getting in touch with their feelings. Now, just because someone's getting in touch with their feelings doesn't mean they're ready to express that with their twin. But there are a collection of masculines getting in touch with their feelings. Unless it's people's birthdays and they're just wanting to go out and have a good time. Do you know what I'm saying? As I got drawn at 37, which is fair enough. Which one is my one in? I'll never know. I'll never know until the moment I'm meant to know. Too funny. Right, so where is the Divine Feminine in the conscious mind? Releasing the interest and this usually comes on the masculine side. Karmic relationship, releasing the past. Yeah, you know, and it's like, again, it's like you may be a Divine Feminine that's releasing karmic relationships of the romantic nature where you've, where you've been attached to other people that weren't your Divine Masculine. But again, it tends to be for, again, maybe there are some Divine Feminines out there that do choose to get in relationships with other people while their Divine Masculines doing their thing, but not really the people that I help, you know what I mean? I do tend to attract people that are like, well, actually, I can't really fun comment on that. I attract all Divine Masculine energies, women, so most of the time. But, you know, to work with me one-to-one anyway, you know, there may be some of you that really resonate with where I'm at, or my times of joy, but these are not the people that book with me, so that's not who I'm primarily. I'm here to help, you know, Divine again, sometimes I think I should just fucking, you know, title everything Divine Masculine, but we've got Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine, so I help both. Because again, even Divine Masculine needs help for both. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. I balance both, but you know what I'm saying? These are the ones that actually do the work with me. So, because that's what Marjorie's was about as well, that I've helped her come more out of her masculine and more into her feminine, and that, you know, has improved all areas of her life, you know what I mean? Right, so, and that the case with all my clients that work with me, and some of you have expressed, which I'm really grateful for when you share that and people can see that in public. So yeah, this can be friendships, you know. I know for myself it's definitely that, like where I just am on the same frequency and I don't resonate with people. But again, like I say, it's never kind of drastic, like that kind of looks drastic, but for me it's always like, you know, there was a drifting anyway. Sometimes, actually, I mean, that's not, thank God, that's not been recent for me, but sometimes it's, you know, sometimes something, a tower moment happens where you're like, nah, like this is friendship's done. But the writing was usually on the wall is what I'm saying, you know what I mean? So, or it could be that, you know, you're done with one way of working, you know, definitely I would say I've changed up the way that I do my work in certain ways, you know, not having an ongoing, really intensive membership, which has been difficult. It's been difficult for the girls, I know, you know, the ones that were really close. I'm close with all of them, but particularly ones that are really close to me that you still tune in here. But I've changed it, you know. You've still got access to me, but it's in a different way. 33 is Divine Masculine, and now we're doing Divine Masculine's one in the conscious mind. So again, Divine Feminine is consciously looking at where there needs to be changes and karmic sort of, it feels like, yeah, like karmic habits, you know, the karmic habits or addiction. Like again, this came up, oh god, this came up with someone recently, that's true. There's a lot of twins, whether it's Divine Feminine or Divine Masculine, it's like a real awareness of being a bit of an addiction to your work, you know. And again, I can totally take that one, because like say for me, there's no, yeah, anyway, I was going to say there's not karmic, there is karmic partners for me, but it's that one's quite a big one, I feel. So Divine Masculine, we've got, oh my god, wow, for Divine Masculine in the subconscious and the conscious, and look at all those cards, we've got Feminine, Twin, Activating Higher Self. So this is not for everyone, but for some Divine Masculines, like they're totally, like their subconscious and their conscious is aligned, and they're in the major fields. Because feminine energy is allowing receptive feelings, and I feel that's why I channeled with that other video that, you know, many Divine Masculine energies, whether you're a man, woman, whatever you identify, you or your twins craving intimacy. Now, whether they crave that intimacy and they head straight for you or you go for your twin remains to be seen. And again, may all the love in the world, unconditional support and the force be with you for that, you know what I mean? We're praying and hoping for all else, but a lot of them are still clearing core wounds. Soulmate energy, that's quite funny how that came through. But you know what I mean? So, and again, there was the 3rd of March was on that, so there might be something coming about, a change around there for the 3rd of March for someone. And there's text coming in, which that's my, okay, so that's, yeah. Okay, so I'll need to go in a minute. But you know what I mean? That would be, I feel that it's going to be significant for someone. But yeah, definitely there are a collective of masculines that are aligned with their feelings and craving that intimacy. So that is, it's a good thing. And I know that from my clients, you know, like the ones that you know is relevant to, like say Marjorie's was about her work, but she's even expressed, you know, it's helped her balance different parts of her life out. But it's, you know, from other clients, when it's about relationship, it's like when you're in a closer relationship to yourself, that is when you're closer to your twin flame and you're loving yourself. And that's what, you know, as much as twin flames miss their twin, it's, you know, you have, you know, you have to try as hard as you can to love yourself more before you go to your twin. And then that's what I always say, like, you know, you don't have to be like sitting like, oh, I love myself unconditionally, because again, I never really even see a lot of twin flames like really say it like I, you know, like the way that I just said it. You know, it does, it's a constant daily, you know, I didn't become like that overnight, so I wouldn't expect my twin to be turning up being like, yeah, I love myself unconditionally and all that. But it's like because I know I'm going to help him do that, because look at what Marjorie just said, you know what I mean? It's like, I'm not going to be his counsellor, but it's like, just by me not taking crap in my life, he's not going to take crap in his life. So, and I've already helped him like that. I don't need to be physically with him to do that, but I fucking want to be. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm never going to stop fucking letting that be known, but it's not up to me, is it? Right, anyway, so in the physical, where's the feminine at? Feminine collective at. Oh. Shift or be shifted, spiritual awakening. Yeah, and that's interesting, because I was just saying that to Marjorie, that felt like a big deal for me to share, you know, to do that video. Although I've done it with Jennifer before, you know, that was a big deal then too, and you know, that was a while ago now, but I'm really grateful when Jennifer shared then, you can watch that in the playlist 37, or when Marjorie just shared there, and I've got a couple of other people that are going to be sharing their experience too, which I'll share, you know, during the challenge. Masculine releasing lower, oh my god, look at that, masculine twin releasing lower self, and this is the masculine card in the physical, and we've got 5-5, which is a big change. Masculine twin releasing lower self, so the masculine twin placement is releasing. So that's, yeah, that's absolutely what I've seen with my clients, and that's what I'm feeling with this collective. It's like, because divine masculines are in deeper connection to their feelings, their subconscious blocks, their subconscious deeper feelings for their feminine as well. They're in the process of releasing their lower self. That's not an easy job. And look at this. 11-11, I am enough, let go of expectations. What do I always say? That's what the feminines need to do, is let go of expectations. Of when's my twin coming, you know, or I'm going to be with them for this time, that time, whenever. It's like, you know, feminines just need to be like, do you know what, I'm enough as I am, and I'm going to live in the present. I'm going to make the most of my life as it is now, and I'm always going to want that to happen with my twin. But as long as they're happy and they're looking after themselves, that's really what matters the most, as I cut the deck at Karmic Purge Mirror Reflections, because they're my mirror, and I know that if I look after me, they'll begin to look after them. It's just there can be a delay when that happens. Feminines, you've got to trust. Yeah, and this was for masculine. The bottom, let go of expectations. I am enough. You know what I mean? So I feel that's, you know, spirit really working, and the guys working, God, whatever you call yours with divine masculines, to be like, you are enough as you are. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to tell the truth. You just need to speak your truth and tell the truth, and start, you know, by doing that with yourself. Some of you will choose to do that with yourself and then go straight to your twin, which I feel would be wise. Some of you will choose to tell the truth to yourself and then open up to those around you that you trust, to just make sure that you can actually trust them, is what I would say. Some of you will already have been doing that. Like I said, I was channeling the other day about somebody's, whatever star sign that was, where somebody's friends are like, oh, for fuck's sake, mate, will you just fucking tell them? Do you know what I mean? And I definitely know that was, you know, never mind, I don't know if my twin's doing that out there about me, because he's the high degrees of a Scorpio, so they're not exactly the best at opening up, slash, near enough impossible, which is why his twins got a shitload of patience about that. And all jokes aside, I really do. I understand them, because I understand myself inside out. And we just didn't have words. We didn't need words. We didn't. We just had intense eye contact. And anyway, and telepathy. Yes, which has its great, well, like you say, it has its good points and it has its fucking not so good points, because it's like, anyway, right, so I've done the physical. Let's do the Ascension message and I'm going to end this, because I am feeling really like, it's funny because it is because the window's shut and the heater's on, but I do feel it's like they're just, actually, let's ask about that. What is that dizzy feeling? Because that, to me, I feel it's the Ascension. It's like people, it's because masculine twin is releasing the lower self. It's like you're going up in the, it's the only way I could say it, you're going up in the energy, you're ascending. And I do feel you're physically, you could feel like you've got a bug or something. It's fucking been horrible for me, put it that way. So whoever else is experiencing that, and again, I don't really fucking talk about him too much, but the thing is, it's like, I sincerely hope my twin isn't going through that, to be honest, 'cause it's a bit shit when it's your birthday, you know what I mean? But anyway, right, so, and all I can say is, if he isn't going through that right now, you're gonna, mate, so you won't like that, I just mated him either, but, right. What's that? What is that dizzy feeling about in general? So it doesn't matter for divine feminine. What is that dizzy feeling about? Because I want to know for myself. I know what it is, but I want the cards to tell us. Time to forgive, healing, abandonment. But look at this. Look at the man in the middle. Look at that. It's reminding me of that song again. That Harry Styles, Fallen. Because he's fallen. But I mean, that words might be relevant. Oh, it is relevant, isn't it? Because again, it's that one about, and there's nobody to blame but myself and my wandering hands. Sorry, that may be quite relevant. That might be quite relevant if you were either a player in the past, or you still are, or your twin was, or is, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because that is the path of a divine masculine. The male ones, anyway. Probably is for the females. I actually think it is. I think I can't really say that that's, and I'm not just saying that to be biased and saving people's feelings, you know what I mean? I would just fucking say, I mean, maybe you see yourselves that, but it doesn't really, most of the women I attract to divine masculine energy, it's more been that you've got into, anyway, we'll look into that, but yeah, look, it's pretty rough on this person, whether you're a man or a woman, you're healing abandonment, it's about forgiveness, you're needing to forgive yourself before you can become the divine masculine, or before the women out there can, be that divine, fall into your divine feminine more, allowing, or, be more empowered with your divine masculine side to put up the boundaries to people. But yeah, you're, clearing core wounds again, and yeah, king, divine masculine. And I'm going to end it there, because I'm going to find that actually. I just love that I actually started this by saying something weird about, not weird, but you know what I mean, whatever that was about the divine feminine card, and now I'm ending it with the divine masculine card, because it is the divine masculine that needs to end it, either way, it's like, and the true divine feminines know that, true divine feminines trust that divine masculines will find their way, and you don't need to save them, they're saving themselves. You just need to, divine feminines, you need to save yourself, and that helps them save their self, and then they'll come to you when they're ready. Which is why, like, it is quite difficult for me that I'm like, at this time of year, I usually get quite down, because I'm like, I really want to say happy birthday to him, but what's the point when he's not going to reply? Or also, like, I don't want to be, like, I'm just not the type of person, which I know is quite weird when I'm sitting doing this, but it's like, yeah, I've never chased people's fellies. Do you know what I mean? Fucking, if somebody's with someone else, they obviously want to be with someone else. But this is quite a unique dynamic where I think I've fucking spelled it out for folk, and there's my stomach saying, can we go and get that Thai curry? But, you know, I've spelled it out for folk, and I've kind of displayed it with the cards that, and like I say, you know, anyone could just, you know, if you can truly look into the eyes of the window of the soul, and I dare anyone, I'm that confident, look into the eyes of my divine masculine and ask him about me. And if he doesn't go weird, then he deserves a fucking Oscar. But I bet he does. Anyway, and I mean that with love. Do you know what I mean? I mean it that it's like, I'm not doing this to be, I'm doing this to help me, but I'm doing it to help him as well. And I'm really proud of him wherever he's at. And, you know, I'm, even if he's, you know, been fucked off at me, look at this. 18th today, say what you mean. That guy does look pissed off at her, doesn't it? It's like, you know, even if I have pissed him off in this process, I bet you I've helped him too. Anyway. Divine feminine, divine masculine. And I'm sure I'll film another one before we do the challenge on Monday, but if not, I've probably went deep into the fucking feels of the Scorpio energy for obvious reasons that I just fucking spoke about. And yes, I hope anybody with birthdays around this weekend or this kind of time, or into next week, have a lovely birthday, as with every day when there's any birthdays. And yeah, I'll just see you later. I'm away to get my Thai curry. And yeah, just be happy, be present, live in the moment wherever you're at, guys. And like I just said to Marjorie before we ended that session, and like I'm saying to myself, and like I'm saying to anybody out there, that because the people that have been sharing with me that they're going through some rough stuff, just be kind to yourself. I mean, Marjorie's card is still sitting here. Take the time to pamper yourself and let others take care of you. That's definitely for divine masculines, because remember, Marjorie's in divine masculine energy, and it's that's what the divine masculines need to do. So let people take care of you and give yourself time. Be kind to yourself, healing your own mate. I'm actually just going to shuffle those cards again. It would have been good, you know, to end it on the divine masculine, divine feminine thing, but I'll just use that for the thumbnail. Why are you not letting me go? That means something. Why are you not letting me go? That's what the twin flame journey is like, you know, and it's not, and it's both ways, because I was about to say that's like a divine feminine, divine masculine, but it's both, because you both will feel like that about one another. We're bringing a little luck your way. You deserve it. There's a bear again with the fives. I feel the bear is significant for someone. We'll assist you in helping important people in your life. Use love. That's about using compassion. You're ready for a change of scenery, explore. I mean, that 39. I was banter with Charlotte. I hope it's no meaning that people are going to be ready when they're 39. I'm 39 in a few months, but I mean, hold this in your heart, not in your home. It's okay to declutter. Wow, that came up with Marjorie too. And look, and it's 11, so it's okay to declutter in November. It's okay to let it go, whether it be physically, emotionally, mentally, or spiritually. Right. And so remember, guys, the challenge starts on Monday the 21st. Oh, there's my mum. Those stop believing. Hang on, I'll answer that in a minute. What do we need for healing? I need food. Fresh air. Aye, I'm getting fresh air. Dear Archangel Raphael, that means something. I got all tongue-tied. That means you are, or someone is in your life. Thank you for always helping me breathe easier in all ways. Recovery. Thank you for holding my hand throughout my recovery upon the path of radiant health. Yeah, okay, it's going to it is relevant, isn't it, for people going through those deeper emotions and acceptance. It's about accepting yourself, your light and your dark, and both twins have to do that. And then when it's divine timing, you can get together again and have fun and play and not be so fucking serious. Dear God and Archangel Raphael, please help me accept that everything is going in the right direction. That's the card we need to end it on. See you later. Bye. Like, comment, subscribe.